Radio Texas, live with Buddy Logan.
Big show tonight. Parker McCollum back with us. Parker, how you been, man?
Dude, I'm so good, buddy. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. Parker, you do know everything was supposed to come to a grinding halt in 2020 because of COVID, right? But it seems like you really kicked things into overdrive.
Man, we just kind of tried to make the most of what life was throwing our way and handle it the best we could. I felt like we did all right.
You did good, man. You did good not being able to go out and tour. Number one song, you had a top 10 EP, you had your national television debut. But earlier this year, you got a call from one of country music's, I got to say, most widely across the board, everybody loves him, superstars, Dierks Bentley. And it was recorded, posted on social media. Did you have any idea why Dierks was calling you when he called you?
Man, I kind of had a small idea that he would be calling, but because I saw it on my manager's calendar, but I didn't know what it
was scheduled.
Got to be announcing something.
Yeah,
but I didn't know it would be the Opry, so I was kind of taken back. It was super cool.
That's awesome, man. Your expression was very genuine.
Dude, it was so cool, man. It's like one of those things that you think about, you know, from the time you're a little kid when you want to play country music for a living. And I guess in my mind, I didn't feel like we were close to that being a real thing that would happen. So I was blown away, man.
Parker McCollum on with us. Coming up, Parker, we're going to talk about your Grand Ole Opry debut. Stay close. More with Parker on the way. It's Radio Texas Live. Parker McCollum on with us tonight. It's Radio Texas Live. I'm Buddy Logan. Parker, back in January. It was January, right, or February? You made your Grand Ole Opry debut. February,
I think.
That's right, February. And you were repping your former manager, Randy Rogers. You're wearing a Cheatham Street Warehouse hat. The shirt that you wore belonged to your grandfather. And watching the video of you perform, your excitement was refreshing. And you were obviously excited to make your Grand Ole Opry debut. How important was it for you to have something of Randy's and something of your grandfather's and have your family and co there to support you? How important was that for you?
Man, it was really, really cool. I think it meant a lot more, especially since, you know, that was my first time back on stage, really, you know, for the most part, since all the pandemic. We played a couple shows here and there, but, you know, for everybody to be able to come and be there, Co was there, and to have my mom, dad, and stepmom and all my family there and stuff was just, I don't know, it was surreal, man. And to actually get to play the Opry in itself is cool. So all those other things are just, you know, kind of the cherry on top.
So it was really one of your first shows back after COVID. Did that make it even more nerve-wracking, do you think?
I don't know. I don't think I could have been any more nervous than I was. It was you're playing the Grand Ole Opry. You're standing right where so many of your idols and your heroes have played, and it's always such a big deal when you see them playing there. And I don't know, man. It's I'll remember that night for the rest of my life. It's the only night I've ever walked off stage and been like, tonight, you're cool. Nice. Every other night, it's average Joe, but tonight you're cool.
RTX Live with Buddy Logan.
Turnpike Troubadours on Radio Texas Live. It's Buddy Logan. My guest tonight, Parker McCollum. Lot to get to. We're going to talk about that fight at his concert where you had to get a dude kicked out. Was it like a week or so ago? Also his massive smash, Pretty Heart. Parker McCollum on with us tonight. We got more coming up, but first, there's Caitlin Botts. Parker McCollum with us. Parker, your EP, your latest EP, Hollywood Gold, it debuted at number 10 on the Billboard Country chart. It became the highest-selling debut EP of 2020, and your first national single, Pretty Heart, it went number 1, and it's been certified gold. That's 500,000 units. Who called you to let you know that Pretty Heart was certified gold?
You know, my manager had told me it was getting close, but he kind of played it as though it was a lot further away than it was. And we were doing some taping in Nashville, acoustic thing, some video deal we were doing. And they had like a little green room set up for me. And some of the people from the label came in and with the plaque. And so I was pretty taken away by that, too. It was crazy. Your whole life when you're looking at your artist or you're watching your favorite artist go platinum, go gold and all that stuff, it sounds really cool when they say it.
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah.
I keep looking at them. Mine are right here. So I keep looking. I look at them all the time.
Just make sure it's real. Do you go touch it like every night before you go to bed?
Yeah, all the time. Really, the platinum one is more my favorite one.
Hold on, wait a minute. You got a platinum one for Pretty Hard too?
Yeah, when they gave that to me right before I walked on stage at the Opry.
Oh, nice.
They let me know it had gone platinum. So it's been crazy, man. Super blessed.
Dude, I can't even keep up with all of it, man.
Let me here. I'll show it to you.
Let's see it. Let's see that.
Boom.
There it is.
If you look real closely, you can see Buddy Logan in there.
There I am, right there. I'm actually on the plaque that they gave you.
Pretty cool though, man. That is really. I don't know really what plaques are worth or what they mean, but it's gonna be really cool to hang on the wall. I'm stoked.
Awesome. Let's spin it. The platinum selling single from Parker McCollum. Here's Pretty Heart on Radio Texas Live. We got more Parker coming up. Parker, you guys are just getting back out on the road, just really getting in the swing of things, performing concerts again after the lockdown and the shutdown and all that. Is it funny to you when fans at concerts don't really realize or don't fully realize that you can actually see them from the stage? And I'm bringing it up because you recently had to get that dude thrown out of a show.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. We had actually gone off stage. The show was over, and we went back on for the encore. And we had just started the song. We were like in the first verse of Happy New Year in the encore. And I just so happened to be looking. I saw a little scuffle, and I saw this huge dude wearing a cowboy hat shove this girl like 3 feet, and then he poured a Tall Boy Miller Lite all over her. I mean, just the entire thing. She just stood there and like froze and took the whole beer.
Whoa.
And then she just kind of looked up at me, and I've never stopped the show during a mid-song ever. I was like, man, we got to do something for this girl. So, but the security was on it right away, man. They were kind of already grabbing the guy by the time I stopped the song, but I was like, he's got to go.
You got to go. What did the dude do? Do you have an expression on his face? Was he mouthing anything? Did he try to?
Yeah, I could see him mouthing something, and the look on his face was, I didn't do anything, but I mean, just watched it right in front of me, So I knew they got the right guy, and then I didn't know what to do once we had stopped the song. I went to the talkback, or how we communicate on stage, and my drummer Bo was like, just right where we left off, 1, 2, and so
went right back into it.
It was cool.
RTX Live, boomeranging right back at you.
Radio Texas Live, proudly outfitted by Caviters, the exclusive home to JRC and Sons Bootmakers, handmade boots. Parker McCollum on with us tonight. It's Radio Texas Live. I'm Buddy Logan. Parker, we were talking about the fight that you basically broke up from stage recently. If you guys haven't seen that video, check it out inside your Radio Texas Live app. What's the craziest thing you've seen from stage that you could share?
Oh, man. I mean, that's a long list. Really, I would say, I think it was at Lava Cantina up around the DFW area. This was maybe a year or two ago. And these two girls actually were fighting, and they traded blow. I mean, they weren't very good at blocking shots, but they were really throwing hands. And both of them were just bleeding from their nose and mouth. And it was between songs, and I was like, whoever wins can stay, whoever loses has to go. And they both ended up staying and watching the rest of the show, just blood. I mean, they were totally fine. I'm sure
they became friends again, like they were cool with it.
I don't know if they really liked each other even then after that, but they were seriously throwing hands and connecting.
Wow. Parker McCollum with us. Let's do Hell of a Year. We got more with Parker coming up. It's Radio Texas Live. Radio Texas Live. It's Buddy Logan. Parker McCollum, the Limestone Kid. Are they still calling you the Limestone Kid? Is that transferred to Nashville much at all, or is that more of a Texas thing?
No, man, they drop it all the time up here.
Nice. So the Limestone Kid, you guys will recall this. Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, they did the song first for their movie, A Star Is Born. It's shallow. It was nominated, won Oscars, Grammys, Golden Globes. Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood. Parker, have you heard their version?
I have not heard this.
You haven't heard Garth and Trisha Shallow yet. I love Garth Brooks. I love him. Trisha Yearwood too. But gun to my head, if I had to pick my favorite version of Shallow, I would say Danielle Bradbury and Parker McCollum.
Let's go, baby. I'll take it.
I feel like maybe Garth and Trisha shouldn't have cut it.
Man, I think once you get to Garth's level, you don't really worry about what you should and shouldn't do, man.
No. You're making your own rules. You're paving your own roads. You can double back a bit if you want. You saw he's going to release that Chris Gaines music. He's supposed to. He's teasing.
I did see that. Yeah, I'm really interested to hear that.
I really want to hear that too. Let's do my favorite version of Shallow. It's Danielle Bradbury and Parker McCollum. We got some more with Parker McCollum coming up.
Tell me something, girl.
Big show tonight. Parker McCollum back with us. It has been a couple years, man. I think the last time I saw you was at Coetzel's Incredible Music Festival in Lindale, Texas.
Yes, we were sitting in that tent, right?
Yeah, we did it. We were doing it live from the tent. That was like 2 years ago now. It's crazy.
Right.
But things have gone off the rails for you the past 12 months. Excited for you, man. The number one song, your EP, top 10. It was the biggest debut EP in all of country music in 2020, which is huge. And you had your national television debut, which it was a pre-recorded performance, which isn't quite as cool, but it's still awesome, though. I know you would like to have done it live.
Yeah, and everybody always sounds really bad on live TV, so we kind of got we were able to put it, and I was like, make that stuff sound good before you send it in there.
Nice. To Be Loved by You. It is also, we're going to spin it here in a second, but it's also the name of your new wine. Let's give your wine, your To Be Loved by You wine, a shout out here. How'd you get into the wine business, Parker McCollum?
Man, I would love to say that I'm in the wine business, which I guess technically I am now. But my aunt has a couple wineries out in California, and she had come to me with the idea. She was like, she loved the song, and she was like, as a way to say thank you to all the radio stations, we could just do this wine and call it To Be Loved by You and send it out with the next single as a thank you. Well, then the wine ended up being phenomenal. It's really, I thought it was going to be some cheap wine, and it is not. Really, really good. And I was like, man, we got to sell this stuff. So we did kind of a quick style mass production. And I think we sold 3,000 bottles in like 10 days or something like that.
Dang.
So
dang.
That's crazy.
Can people still buy it? Or is it kind of just like a one run?
All the red is gone. In fact, nobody knows. I'm probably not supposed to say anything yet, but there is a white wine called To Be Loved by You and a rosé, if I'm saying that correctly, that will be coming out very soon. So we'll be selling those as well.
Awesome. Stay tuned. More on Parker McCollum's foray into wine. Be on look. I guess socials. Keep an eye on his socials.
Yeah, I mean, what other platform we push on? That's what we live in.
That's it. Let's spin it. To Be Loved by You, Parker McCollum on Radio Texas Live. Parker, you have been at this for a while now. You've been doing this singing thing for a while. Growing up, you've told me before you looked up to guys like Randy Rogers, who went on to become your manager there for a while. I've had several up-and-coming acts, risers, on the show the past year or so. William Beckman, Jacob Stelly recently. And so many of them cite you, Parker McCollum, as an influence. That's got to feel great, right?
Yeah, I hadn't heard them say that, but that's pretty flattering, man. Those are William and Jacob are two kids I've kind of really taken to recently, and actually taking the time to actually listen to their music, and both of them are, there's two kind of people in music, I think country music especially, and there's the ones that get it, and you can tell right from the start, and then there's those that maybe don't get it as much. And those two kids, man, there's no doubt in my mind they get it, and they're great songwriters.
They're great performers, too. If you guys haven't heard either one, they're great. We've been playing them here on Radio Texas Live for a while. But William Beckman, he was just on a few weeks ago, and that dude has something super special going on.
Yeah.
I don't even know where he came from. It's like he's from a different era of country music.
Yeah, he's like a 70-year-old man in a 25-year-old body.
And he looks like he's 14, maybe.
He's just the sweetest kid, man, and just unbelievably talented, man. I tell him all the time, I think he always kind of worries about, it's kind of probably like anybody else, just wants to make it and be successful. And I tell him all the time, like, man, if there's anybody I've ever come across that I wasn't worried about, it's you. I think you'll be just fine. So he's a really special talent.
He really is, and I wouldn't be worried about him either. I think he's got Grammys in his future. Let's do some William Beckman. Here's Bourbon Whiskey, more with my guest, Parker McCollum, coming up.
Well, you said it's over.
Parker McCollum on with us tonight. It's Radio Texas Live. I'm Buddy Logan. Parker, it is good to see you, man.
Oh, good to see you too, man. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. You're taking a little time in between moving. Your whole apartment there is packed up.
Yeah, it's complete. Everything is in boxes, so they're coming to carry it all to the new house tomorrow and Wednesday. So it's stressing me out, man. I'm ready for it to be over.
Dude, moving's not fun. Moving is not fun.
No, it's in fact probably on at the top of the list of worst things you have to do in your life. So,
without a doubt.
But it honestly, it's all good stuff. It's so exciting. So we're ready for it.
My family, my wife and I, we just moved back in October. We did it with 3 kids, though.
Oh, no.
That's a real pain.
We hadn't started popping them out yet. So we're it's just the 2 of us right now.
We'll circle back around to this when you got to move with a few kids. All right, Parker McCollum, you released your full-length debut album, The Limestone Kid, back in 2015. That's 6 years ago. Say you got a time machine, you got a traveling DeLorean. What would you go back and tell yourself, 2015 Parker McCollum, and like no Dogecoin or stock market tips, like career-wise, what would you tell yourself?
Man, I would just tell myself, don't worry about it so much. It's a long ride, and it everybody always told me that it went by it's going to go by really quick in the blink of an eye, and it really has. But I felt like I've enjoyed it, and I was aware of that the whole time. So I did take a lot of time to kind of stop and smell the roses. But, man, I would just tell myself not to worry about it so much, you know. I was always worried about making it. Just wanted to make it.
Sound advice. More with Parker next.
RTX Live with Buddy Logan.
Baby, I've been looking on the
Radio Texas Live. I'm Buddy Logan. Parker McCollum, my guest tonight. Parker, before you get out of here, you got to hit us with something. Tell us one thing, something big you've got going on in 2021 we don't know about yet.
With Dierks Bentley in
I say that one more time.
we're going on tour with Dierks Bentley.
Nice.
I think it starts in July maybe, so it's all up and down the West Coast and all the way to Boston, and it's gonna be great, man.
So did you guys become friends before he called you, or does that happen after he called you to invite you to the Grand Ole Opry?
Yeah, well, my producer John Randall and him are really, really good buddies, and so Dierks is on Universal Records as well. So we had kind of met, a couple times at label events and stuff that we were both playing. And super sweet guy, man. He had checked my stuff out and checked me out before we had ever met, and so it kind of says he just, man, of everybody in all of country music, man, if you wouldn't find a nicer, just more down to earth guy. So it's not surprising at all.
All right, on the count of three here, Parker, best Dierks Bentley song of all time. On three, let's say it together, see if we're on the same page here, okay? Best Dierks Bentley song.
Hold up. The name of the one that comes to mind. Oh, man, I'm singing it in my head. What's the name of the okay, yeah, I got it.
You got it. All right, on the count of three, best Dierks Bentley song of all time with Parker McCollum. 1, 2, 3. Settle for a Slowdown.
Oh, I knew you were going to. That's the obvious one.
No, it's not, man. That's not. What were you going with?
Say You Do, I think is the name of it.
Say You Do. Dude, Settle for a Slowdown was the jam, man.
Yeah, that's a great song, man. He's got hits, dude. He's got hits on hits. So that's probably why he has his own bar on Broadway in Nashville.
Yes.
So, but Say You Do, man. I've always thought that song was super dope.
Awesome. It's a good one, too. It is a good one. It's no Settle for a Slowdown, but it's good. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Parker McCollum, let's do one more song off of yours. Request. You get to request a song from the Limestone Kid. Parker, what do you pick?
Off of the Limestone Kid, I would have to say Learn to Fly. My older brother wrote that song when he was a freshman in college. So, all
right, let's do it. Parker, man, thank you so much for your time.
Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. You're going to be there on Saturday for real, right?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Cool, man. We'll see you then, man. Come up on the bus, say hello, we'll have a drink.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, man, take it easy.
Hey, this is Parker McCollum, and you're listening to Radio Texas Live with Buddy Logan.